Now, the sixth corporal work of mercy, visiting the sick. To visit the sick. Dear friends, good day to you all. In the Bible, when we talk of to visit, there are three possible meaning of the word to visit. First, it could mean to look at, to examine, or to inspect. Or it can also mean the ordinary sense of visiting or seeing someone. And the third, most profound meaning of visiting is God's gracious visitation to His people in order to bring about salvation. Actually, this kind of understanding is patterned after the visit of the emperors or of the kings upon conquered people, so that they will bring with them the imperial largesse. And in the case of the perspective of the kingdom, to highlight the presence of God in order to bring out salvation of His people. Now, when we talk of being sick in the Bible, there are at least four dimensions of being sick. The first is, it could refer to mere bodily weakness. Or it could mean weakness of any kind, whether of the mind, the psychology, etc. And then it could also mean moral weakness, that I cannot do, I am not able to do the good. And the fourth sign or dimension of being sick is when we talk of being weak economically. The sickness of the human condition brought about by economic weakness or deprivation. Jesus, in His ministry with the sick, brought healing as a sign of salvation. But when He brought healing as a sign of salvation, He brought a transformation of material existence, no matter how provisionally and temporarily. Kahit nag-ano ka-temporary yung healing, binigay niya yon para ipakita lang na ito ay palatandaan na ang paghahari ng Diyos ay nasa inyo. So hindi lang yon healing for healing's sake, pero tumutumbok doon ang Diyos ay ang Diyos ng buhay at Diyos ng kalusugan. At ang hangarin ng Diyos para sa atin ay kalusugan at magandang buhay. At ang Kanyang ginawang temporary healing of the sick was a sign of that presence of the kingdom already now. The intervention of God, the proof of God's mercy and compassion to humans in need. Kaya, in Matthew, to visit the sick concretely means to encounter the living God in the helpless, the infirm, and the needy, and to make of this encounter as the occasion to fully grasp the unleashing of God's power and mercy. Ngayon, sino ngayon ang may sakit sa ating lipunan? Maraming klase, no? Mayroong mga nasakit sa aksidente, mayroong nasakit sa katawan, nagka-cancer, or mayroon ding nagkakasakit dahil malnourished, dahil economically deprived, at mayroon ding may sakit dahil kahit na mayaman sila marami, pero sira ulo, kaya nasisira yung kanilang pagkatao. whatever the categories are, they are in need. At itong mga taong itong in need, kapag conscious sila sa kanilang sickness, they will understand how great God is, how much they desire the healing power of God in their illness and in their sickly condition. Meron akong isang obispo, merong obispo na nagkaroon siya ng heart bypass. Tapos, binisita ko siya, and then sabi niya, Father, give me your blessing. So, nagdasal kami, and I gave him the blessing. And then, meron siyang sinabi. Sabi niya, nagkaroon siya ng triple bypass, at sabi niya, he was looking at the scars in his arms. Sabi niya, when you touch my arm, I can now feel you directly in my heart. Kasi yung kanyang mga veins ay papasok sa kanyang puso. When you touch my arm, I can now feel you directly in my heart. That reminds us na mayroong sa visiting of the sick, mayroong interpersonal encounter, a sense of intimacy na nakikreate between the patient and the visitor. But actually also, it is an encounter with God. Kaya sinasabi natin palagi sa mga may sakit na join your pain and sickness with the pains and sufferings of Jesus. Because when you do, you now understand in the most profound way the sufferings of Jesus, why Jesus suffered. And then we would also ask the sick people to join their pains and sufferings with the pains and sufferings of Jesus for the forgiveness of sins and the transformation of the world. Because that they now are most profoundly united with the experience of Jesus in the forgiveness of sins and transformation of the world. And you know what? Every time we care for the sick, visit the sick, we are exercising the compassion of God. And when they allow us to visit them, they become instruments of the compassion of God. So, sickness can be a joyful occasion. Sickness is a blessing. It is not something negative where we would wish for death, and wish for euthanasia, mercy killing, etc. No. It's an encounter, a happy encounter of the mystery of life, a happy encounter with God, a happy experience of God who liberates. God's mercy that liberates. Okay, dear friends, I hope you will find time to really care for the sick and to take good care of them for their healing and to entrust them to the healing power of God. This is Father Ben Alforque, MSc, Missionaries of the Sacred Heart.